We have Mr. Sanjay Kulshreshtha, the CMD at HUDCO, joining us on the show. Mr. Kulshreshtha, hi, good morning, and thank you so
Good
much
morning.
for your time. Talk to us about the recent developments that we've seen in the company. First up, let's talk about the fundraising that you've recently announced. Talk to us about the final quantum, because there's been multiple announcements, and also how this fund is going to be used, what is going to be the allocation.
Yeah, thank you so much and good morning. I think you are talking about the borrowing plan of the company. We
Sure.
have a borrowing plan of
Yes.
65,000 crores for the financial year FY25-26. And uh, we are going on the track, and we had tapped the market from multiple resources, and the way repo is being reduced. So we are taking advantage of the bank loans also to get them resettled. Of course, the bond market will take some time to transmit these kind of reduced rates. So we are waiting for that, and we are not pushing our bonds to come, but at the same time, we have keep a very uh, fine balance between the domestic as well as the foreign currency loans. Generally, these funds will be used for the infrastructure funding of the company across the country, and starting from the housing to water, sanitation, transport, logistics, creation of new cities and airports, ports. So all these sectors will be there. So it is not like that there is some segmentation of the funds being allocated to a particular sector, but it will be wide open. Only the issue, only the concern, or only the decision point will be the quality of the assets.
Mr. Kulshreshtha, hi, this is Harsha.
Hi,
Sir, give us
good
a
morning.
sense. This 25 bips rate cut, how quickly does it transmit through your system? And do you pass on the benefits of that to customers, or are you able to hold on to any of that in terms of margins? Because your margin guidance for Q3 was 3.1%. I know you can't talk about Q3 anymore, but give us a sense on the slightly medium-term picture, what to expect.
Yeah, repo has been reduced, and on the same day, the bank loans were reset. And we have put in an internal strategy to go for more loan for bank loans. So we had not taken the loans from the bonds. So the bond issuance was little dumped during 9 months of the financial year,
Huh?
and we had got the advantage of 25 basis point directly as and when the repo was reduced by the RBI. At the same time, we keep on coming out with our MCLR. It's a quarterly affair. We are very fair and transparent with our borrowers. At the same time, we make a guidance that we will not compromise with the spread of 2% and the NIMs of less than 3%. And we are maintaining that part also.
And even in the new segments that you are lending to, are you able to lend competitively and maintain that kind of margin, or is there a risk there?
No, no, no. We will not be taking any risk regarding three things. One is the asset quality, second is the spread, and third is the NIM. So we had identified our business and our partners, and we will be doing the business with them who have these kind of three things to maintain our NIMs more than 3%. At the same time, we had taken a lot of internal calls that how to reduce cost of fund, maybe through tapping different markets, through different strategies of loans or bonds or domestic or international, tapping the Japan market and reducing our compliance cost. So all these measures, establishment cost, enhancing our interest income, enhancing income through asset monetization. So a lot of internal measures that we had taken, and that's why we have been able to keep our interest rate low.
And Mr. Kulshreshtha, if I can ask you with regard to your foreign currency borrowings, now that the rupee has weakened, how does that play out in terms of the impact of that on your earnings? Give us a sense of that.
We had taken funds from the Japan, and they are quite hedged through various models, and we had kept enough margins for 5 years loans. We are safeguarded out of this thing, but yes, we are little vigilant, little more sensitive towards the global inflation of the currencies, and for all future borrowings, we will be more careful because to take the limits of the hedging, and we had taken the extended limits also to take care that if anything goes wrong during the 5 years. But as of now, things are in control, and we are continuously revisiting our hedging policies, the future borrowings from international markets. So we will be very, very careful and sensitive about that. And at the same time, I can tell you, domestic market is giving a very competitive kind of fine priced kind of loans to HUDCO. So we are not pushing our international borrowing calendar. You may have seen during this financial year also, it is only two borrowings that we had done from the Japanese market, and we are more relying on the domestic market to borrow.
So sorry if I'm being pushy here, but around 1.25 lakh crore is your size in terms of your borrowing on your balance sheet. How much of that would be foreign currency? Give us a sense of that.
Long-term foreign currency is around 8%.
Okay.
Short-term foreign currency FCNR is around another 8%. So we are around 15%, and we will be maintaining that kind of.
Which is relatively small, right? Which isn't
very,
too large.
very small.
And
Yeah.
how much of this 16% is fully hedged?
Everything is hedged. So
Pretty much everything is hedged. Okay,
yes, yes, everything
so
is hedged.
absolutely no concern, therefore.
No concern, no concern.
Understood. With regard to loan growth, talk to us about that. You're using newer levers, of course, to grow at 25-30%. How confident are you, firstly, with regard to growing at 25-30% for FY26, which is your current guidance?
So if you see the scheme of things of the government of India, and we are all pushing ourselves towards the Viksit Bharat, and the creation of the infrastructure is primarily the driver to become the Viksit Bharat, and it will come with the monetization, it will come with the skill set, economic driver. So everything is converting and echoing towards the infrastructure developmental growth, and the way government of India has came out with either the policy framework or the legislative framework or ease of doing business or capital support. I think we are very well placed as a sector agnostic company. If you see water, sanitation, transport, logistic, energy transition, housing, a lot of things are there. Yesterday only, the finance ministry has came out around 852 projects totaling costing to 17 lakh crores of PPP projects. So that will become a big opportunity that has to be done in next 3 years. So all these three sectors like water, sanitation, transport, logistics, energy transition projects will be covered under this. And we had also started funding to the PPP project. So other than that, government has also announced the Urban Challenge Fund. So there are a lot of drivers, a lot of tailwinds which are available for HUDCO to make their business plans and to adhere to the guidance of more than 25% of the CAGR.
Okay, and Mr. Kulshreshtha, talk to us about the lending in the affordable housing segment. We are just seeing some reports where Niti Aayog has proposed that HUDCO and the National Housing Board co-anchor fund for affordable rental housing. What is the outlook in this segment, and what is the quantum of the disbursements that currently happens under affordable housing?
So you may have seen 1.0 or 2.0, Government of India has more focused to ensure that within 5 years, all heads will one roof. Under that, only around 12 lakh crores PMAY 2.0 was launched and successfully being under implementation by the various states. At the same time, we were all discussing that the need of rental housing would be there because ownership comes later, and initially when the peoples are moving to the urban sectors and the way we are urbanizing. So a lot of rental housing needs to be created, and it needs to be viable for the segment that we are talking about. So they cannot pay high quantum of the rent. So government is discussing and coming out. It's a draft paper from the Niti Aayog. It's the idea is under discussion to make it more affordable rental housing, and what kind of role HUDCO will have. We will be creating a fund. We are talking about some priority sector lending also to cut down the cost of fund. Finally, it is the idea is how affordable rent can be made to gig workers, to laborers, to all the citizens who cannot pay higher rent. So this is only the idea on which we are working, and I think very soon the detail of the scheme will be there.
Okay, Mr. Kulshreshtha, last question with regard to recoveries. How are those coming through, sir? How is the momentum of recoveries playing out? It's been slightly on the slower side, and therefore that's been a bit disappointing from the analyst community side, at least. Is there a pickup? Is there an expected pickup? Give us a sense of that.
See, we had already achieved 0.07 in quarter two.
Sure.
So,
Yes, yes.
so we are pushing ourselves towards the zero NPA company, and all the efforts, I can tell you, all the efforts, we are making that by December 2026, we will be net zero company. Yes, because if you see, it is a legal course of action. We cannot decide on ourselves. The borrowers are there. They have their own problems are there. There is a mechanism for resolution in the country. So we have to adhere with that. And we had completely revised the framework in which we were working. We are talking to the borrowers, understanding their problems, taking the solutions to the board, revising our OTS, very aggressively pushing the process of the legal things in DRT or NCLT. So it's a matter of time only. So I think 100% efforts are being made to reach the commitment of a zero NPA company by FY27. That is December 26 that we had made for us.
Okay, Mr. Kulshreshtha, on that note, thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking with us. Good chatting with you today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay, on that